Hello, everyone, and thanks again for joining us here on the Crypto Weather channel for this last video, hopefully last video here of 2023, as we head into the new year, 2024 crypto spring, or crypto summer, excuse me. In this video, we just wanted to touch back on a phenomenon that we mentioned earlier this year when all six moving averages cross above the point of control and the bull market open price, right? Which we don't have those moving averages displayed at the moment, just so that this doesn't all look too busy with the two charts being displayed here. But all six moving averages have crossed above both the point of control, this yellow line here, and the bull market open price, which is this turquoise line here. All right, so I have this year 2023 at the top here, and this is the fourth Bitcoin cycle. And then also have down here at the bottom 2019, which was a part of last cycle, the third Bitcoin cycle, right? So we have that sort of same sort of thing, happening here in 2019, in 2023, just like in 2019, where we had, all six moving averages cross the bull market open price and the point of control, noted by this blue triangle here. Blue rectangle here, where that occurred. So here in 2023, we have had both all six moving averages cross those two price lines, and we have also crossed above the future halving price. All right. In addition to that, we have also maxed out our FOMO, right? We've not only crossed above the future halving price, we've had all this FOMO come up here, and we reached the top of this upper cumulus triangle here, which, just adds to the amount of, bearish signals that we have going on here. So as you can see, back in 2019, we had that same deal where we had already maxed out our FOMO-ness. All right, we crossed above the future halving price and maxed out that FOMO-ness, and then we had all six moving averages cross, and then it was downtown Abbey from there, right, all the way up into the new year and all the way up to the halving in 2020, where we had that supply shock, after the halving, and then the price continued towards the upside. So we're expecting that same sort of thing here in 2023 into 2024. We'll have that halving happening somewhere there in April-May timeframe. We'll get that supply shock, which will carry the price into the next part of the cycle and our next leg up. But for right now, the six moving averages crossing over those two price lines just adds to our, short-term bearishness here in the short term. So like I said, we once these six moving averages cross, we have to have, well, we don't necessarily have to, but, it just further confirms, that bearishness. If we have that max out on that FOMO there, that really tells us that the potential for, more upside here is very, very, very small. Obviously we could have some black swan type price action happening here towards the upside. But anything above that is I mean, because, anything above the future halving price is already FOMO. So anything up above this upper future or upper cumulus triangle is beyond FOMO. That's just a black swan, something that really shocks the market up towards the upside. Just like, in 2020, where we had that black swan event to the downside, right, from the coronavirus, right? Nobody could have could have foresaw, that price, just dropping off a cliff that significantly, outside of the cumulus triangles here, right? So uh, that was definitely a significant black swan event towards the downside, and that can definitely happen, towards the upside here as well. And obviously, also you can see, also back in 2020, we had, a little bit of, price action trading outside of that, those cumulus triangles, but, nothing, too wild, nothing too crazy, and nothing, really sustained either. So, we're expecting to stay, mostly in this, the cumulus triangles here, up until, the halving supply shock, absent any, black swan events. So that's that. There has been some other instances in the past where, we had all six moving averages cross the point of control and the bull market open price, right? But we did not, max out that FOMO, and we had not yet reached the future halving price. For example, let's move over to switch back to our one chart if we can here. Like, for example, back here in 2016, all right? So we had all six moving averages across here at this blue rectangle here. Had all six moving averages cross both the point of control and the bull market open price. However, we had not yet reached the future halving price here, and we had not, maxed out our FOMO price action there. So we did still have some pretty bearish price action. It was pretty much sideways, and then we had people coming in and trying to front run, which they did, front run this the halving, right? That supply shock. So that's why we had that last little drop, or last little pump right before the halving, right? But generally, still, absent that, despite the fact that we had not reached the future halving price, we still had some pretty bearish sideways action there, right? So, all right. And then the cycle before that, all right, this was the first cycle. All right. We also had that future halving, or those six moving averages crossing the point of control. All right. I don't really like to talk about this cycle too much because it was the first cycle. So it's really, there's not really a lot of data to go off on. Right. So it's just, really just this is all for entertainment purposes, really. So why not? All right. So we did have the point of control here. We don't have a bull market open price because, it was the first cycle. So, you could really pick any number and say, hey, that was the start of the bull market. Right. So, we did have the point of control, though. We had all six moving averages cross, but we had not yet reached the future halving curve, all right, or future halving price. So we did make that push up. We had our FOMO here, and we don't really have any cumulus triangles back here, like I said, because it was way too early. We can't really calculate, back that far, right? So, but we did have, some FOMO action happening up above the future halving price here, and that maxed out eventually. And then we had our move, our move to the downside. All right. So whenever these six moving averages cross, no matter what the case is, whether we've reached the future halving price or not, it's normally a pretty bearish sign. It adds to the bearish sentiment, the bearish forecast here going forward, right? So, we've already been short term bearish on Bitcoin since we crossed the future halving price, right? Like we said, once we had crossed this point, right, in that video, we mentioned, that there, would be some FOMO here. I really didn't foresee it going this high. Even though, we have our cumulus triangles here that will, show us that, hey, the price could definitely go that high and even further, but I really wasn't planning on it going that high, but it did. And now we've got that full max out there on that FOMO price action here. So we'll definitely keep an eye, on the situation. Hopefully nothing too crazy happens. Um, there's still a lot of uncertainty in the external financial markets, especially in the U.S. With the Federal Reserve and such and inflation. But hopefully nothing too crazy happens here, and we'll just finish out the year, and the first half of the year, we'll just coast down somewhere in this area here of the future halving price. And remember, this is just a target range. It's not an exact price. We're just expecting to fall somewhere in this range here. This is just the center of the target. Is $36,976 right? So oh, and another thing I wanted to mention as well is, you remember, from one of our previous videos, we mentioned that, the Bitcoin price always comes up above the future halving price, right? Before the halving, right? It also always falls back down below it before the halving, right? So at some point here, before the halving, right, we will see, the Bitcoin price fall back below this future halving price line here, right? So, don't we don't want to get caught up, like we did, back in 2019. Everybody, once this price shot up above the future halving price, everybody was waiting on new all-time highs here, right? But obviously that did not happen, right? So same here, back in 2016, everybody was hoping for new all-time highs there before the halving, but it's just most likely not going to happen, right? So we're expecting that slow drift down here, noted by these two white arrows. That slow drift down, at least to the future halving curve here, right? Future halving curve, and then maybe even the bottom of this cumulus, the lower cumulus triangle there, going into 2024, setting us up for this for the halving right in 2024. So we will definitely keep an eye on this one. This short term bearishness. Like I said, hopefully nothing crazy happens. If so, we will probably publish an update or some of that sort on Tradingview. But other than that, this will be our last video for 2023, and we will see you all in the new year, 2024, crypto summer. Thanks for watching.